Let me tell you why they want to bring your children into this nonsensical circus and then defend it, is because they want your children to get used to seeing crazy, clownish insanity and have it normalized, so that then later on, whenever it is fully presented to this child in a dangerous situation, the child doesn't reject it because they have been told that this is all normal behavior. It's not normal behavior, people. It is not normal behavior. And I've said it over and over again. I'm going to keep talking about it. If I have to continue using this platform, no matter what happens, I'm going to continue telling you that this shit has got to get shut down, because they're playing the long game when it comes to your children and the next generation. They're playing the long game. So I have these people, as I said yesterday, who want to talk about the churches and the schools and all these things. Listen, there's a lot of bad things that happen in the dark. Those things should be exposed. Those people should be rounded up, and they should be penalized, okay? They should absolutely be imprisoned, put them in the wood chipper. I don't care what you do with them, but they need to be erased from society and taken out of the general population. But what's more nefarious that's happening with this family-friendly drag shows and this Pride Month garbage that's going on, and again, understand, when I'm talking about the Pride Month garbage that's going on, I'm not talking about your average rank-and-file gay. I don't care about that. I'm talking about the folks that are militant and are becoming more and more vociferously vocal about their agenda, and they're cramming a narrative down your throat. That army, that whatever LGBTQ plus mafia that's out there, they are actually working on an agenda, and it involves your children. And that's why they want your kids to continually, it's not about acceptance, it's not about inclusion, it's about mind control. It is about brainwashing. And a lot of people who are out there doing it, I don't even know at this point if they even realize what they're doing. But again, what you give access into your mind, what you give access through your eyes, what you give access into your heart is what you become. Like Proverbs says, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. What you give access into your soul is what you become. And what you consistently see is what you're going to become like. And I'm just saying, it's just the way it is. You keep ruminating on these things in your brain, and you become like those things, and suddenly they're not weird anymore. Well, I want us to make some shit weird again, okay? Speaking of weird, Meg Riley's here. What's up?
What's up?
How are you?
Good.
How's that for an intro?
Oh, I love it.
I talked about drags and gays and quains and kangs, and then I said Meg Riley's here.
Oh, yeah.
What's up?
Not much is going on, really.
You drinking beer?
Of course. Well, yeah, of course. I always have a Miller on hand.
I drank a little too much last night.
Me too. Yeah. We went to the bar, and it was so much fun.
I know. We went to the bar, me and Meg. Her boyfriend was there too, so it was legal. But and she's 27 as well.
Yeah, just so y'all know.
Exactly. In case you missed the show 2 weeks ago, she is 27.
Yeah.
She's of age. I was drinking expensive tequila.
Yeah, I got him to take a pickle shot too.
Let's explain what a pickle shot is.
Well, so last night we used, I don't remember what whiskey, but
Maker's Mark.
We had whiskey and then pickle juice. And she had to go to the restaurant to get the pickle juice.
She came back with a big cup full of it.
I know. I loved it.
I like taking pickle shots. I'm not a shot taker per se.
Just pickle shots.
Now, my girlfriend CJ, she has this idea that if she's like, I found a way to just enjoy a drink all night long, and I don't have to worry about getting too drunk or anything like that, or it's sneaking up on me. And so she'll walk around with a shot glass of whiskey and a shot glass of pickle juice, and she'll just sip each of them. And I was like, that's a real good look.
Honestly, never have thought about that, but kind of want to try it.
She'll just sip on the whiskey and then sip on the pickle juice. And somewhere out there, people are cringing going, that's gross. But don't knock it till you try it.
I'm going to have to do that next time I go to the bar, because usually I just drink Miller or like beer, like a light beer. But I love me some pickle shots.
I think that it's I think it helps with the dehydration and the hangover process too, if you'll put the pickle juice in your body.
This Miller's definitely helping with my hangover right now.
Yeah, I know, right? So I did not realize that I was still feeling the effects of last night until I came in here and interacted with people around the studio, and I was like, I feel good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
being around people definitely helps with your hangover.
Yeah. Kayla, Brandon, you guys, am I enthusiastic today?
You're very enthusiastic.
Am I
a little more chipper than usual?
It's because I'm here.
Compliments left and right.
I wanted to. That's why I wanted to start out just going after the drags. The drags. I wanted to go after the drags because I wanted to bring myself down a notch or two. Let's get into this. So I said to you guys 2 months ago, I said, here's what's going to happen with that Dylan Mulvaney character. the dude who is parading around as a girl. I saw a news article this morning. He said he's ready to basically graduate from girlhood, which is weird to me, right?
What? Okay, that first off, like, I don't know. That just blows my mind. That graduate from it.
Yeah.
Like, because he talks about that he's a girl.
A girl, not a woman.
So now he wants. Is that like him saying he wants to be called a woman?
Yeah. So the point of the article was, he said, every time he turns on the whatever the news or hears himself talked about, he is TikTok star Dylan Mulvaney or trans activist Dylan Mulvaney. And he says, I just want to be known as actress Dylan Mulvaney. I want to be known as comedian Dylan Mulvaney. And it talks about all the roles that he's played throughout his life. And I'm like, well, you're definitely playing the role of a lifetime trying to pretend to be a woman. This is the exploitation of femininity is what it is. It's basically saying, okay, you're a female, you are a biological female. Now let's parody every stereotype about what we assume to be feminine to make fun of it.
They're pretty, like, people like Dylan, they're trying to make it a mockery of what it is to be a woman, and like they never will understand fully what that is. And like for him, he also just came out saying that he was a lesbian.
Yeah. So he likes girls now.
Yeah, and so I don't know. It just blows my mind that you can like become whoever you want to be, even though like science is science, and like I don't know. Jesus wrote that there is a man and a woman. Yeah, and I don't know. So.
Well, it's pretty clear. Go all the way back to the book of Genesis. I mean, and I said that to somebody on social media. I said, they said, well, how can you prove that there's only two? I said, well, you go back to the ancient writings of Genesis, and they're like, we're not talking about the Bible. I said, I'm not talking about a religious writing. I'm talking about an ancient script. Yeah. I mean, you could take this back however many thousands of years of human history. Someone wrote down God created them male and female. He created them both. It goes on to actually put an exclamation point on there. It says, yeah, both. So both means two. It's kind of hard to fight the fact that throughout human history, this is kind of the way we've seen it. And but this is a parody of that. So.
I feel like a lot of people in today's society are trying to just rewrite history, and like the dictionary, like the whole maps thing, and like pedophiles and stuff. I just think, whatever, I don't know, the dictionary doesn't, like, you can't rewrite history.
Right.
I don't know how I'm trying to say that, but
that's what they're trying to do, though. I mean, and we talked about this before we started. So you had, let's call it what it is. So you had pedophilia, and then they called it pederasty. Then they had the National Association for Man-Boy Love of America, NAMBLA. Now they're calling it MAPS, which is Minor Attracted Persons. And I'm not accusing Dylan Mulvaney of that, but the fact that he calls himself a girl and then dresses up like a 6-year-old kid's character.
Trying to entice and, I don't know, appeal to children.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. I just feel like those types of, and it's not against, like, the whole transgender community at all. It's just those that are trying to affect children and kind of teach them, like the whole Target thing.
Yeah.
That's, like, another thing. Like, you go in and it's teaching you how to tuck your dick. Yeah. And I just think,
I said junk. She said dick.
Sorry. But it's true.
Okay to say it.
Like, I don't know. I just don't think that they're trying to just, like, get more children to believe in stuff. And I don't know.
Well, that's what I said yesterday, and I posted the clip on my social media. Good clip on that, Brandon, on pulling that clip out. It's just, I just want to keep kids innocent as long as they possibly can.
Yeah.
Just keep them innocent. They don't have to be exposed to all this stuff. I've got 3 daughters and a son, and I've got a stepson, and I did everything that I could within my power to just make sure that they weren't exposed to a lot of crap.
And I think it should be the parents' decision whether or not they should be, like, shown stuff, because I read the other day there was an 11-year-old that rented out a book he got from his library in middle school, that he rented out literally just to show his dad, and it's teaching them about anal sex with, like, guys. And that was, like, they could access that in the school, and it was, like, placed right by the entrance. And I honestly think it just should be the parents' decision whether or not their children should know about certain things, especially at that age.
I said the other day, somebody told me, they said, we don't have those books in my library. What you have to do is most schools in America, most school districts, most school systems in every state have a digital library. And if you go to that digital library, like I know Texas has a digital library of things that are available and recommended reading for different levels in the public school system. If you go to that digital library, you could type this stuff in, and that's where you're going to find some really crazy stuff because it's in there. And we've exposed a lot of that on this show, and it's just got to end. But I called this a month or two ago. I said Dylan Mulvaney eventually is going to get tired of this charade of trying to be a girl, and is going to start transitioning out of that. Now he's saying, I'm graduating out of girlhood.
It kind of makes me, like, from a creator standpoint, I don't know. I think he kind of just used his platform to
get famous.
Yeah, and then now that he is super famous and he's the talk of a lot and like that's going on, I think he's now like, oh, I want to be an actress.
Yeah.
Like, so he's like, oh, it's easier now for me to achieve what I wanted.
Now imagine, Brandon, that you get cast in a movie, and you're playing a leading man, and the actress across from you, the leading lady, is Dylan Mulvaney. You finally got your big break in a movie, and it's time to do the sex scene. Brandon, how do you proceed?
A lot of alcohol, and I remind myself how much money's in my bank account.
Yeah.
We're going to do this. I mean, look, I'd rather do that than sleep with Harvey Weinstein.
Everybody's got to do something to make it in this business.
Look, as Joe Rogan had a great joke where he's like, look, if my son had to sleep with Harvina Weinstein to be Batman, I'd be like, dude, you're going to be Batman. Now, if I don't have to actually sleep with Dylan Mulvaney, I just got to fake the funk. Yeah, that's what tequila's for.
Yeah, because those people, they actually did do stuff with Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah.
A legit casting couch.
And look, hey, for $20 million, that's a business decision.
That's a business decision.
Yeah.
It's like, I can be this, I can live out my dream 6 inches at a time, or...
Now, don't get me wrong.
And that's conservative.
The descriptions of his penis are horrifying. Because it's mutilated. It's a terror. Just the words alone.
Well, he's Jewish.
They went a little too much. They took too much off the top.
I had too much tequila last night. Speaking of that,
you know what's funny is the sex scene
right
doesn't
now.
concern me as much as having to make out on camera.
That's
me.
the issue right there. I don't want to have to. I don't have to. You want any of this, or are you still drinking? You're still drinking your Miller Lite. Hold your glass there. Hold your glass.